I'm here with the team working on CoinToys. Thank you guys for joining me. Could you start by giving me just a quick overview of what it is you're building and why you decided to build it?
Yeah, so more generally, we're building a platform that connects Internet of Things devices to the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. And to demonstrate this functionality, we're going to show off a internet connected, well, blockchain connected vibrator aimed at sex workers.
Very cool. Now, could you talk a little bit about what technology and what tools or libraries that are or have helped you integrate Bitcoin Cash specifically functionality for this project?
Yeah, so most of the Bitcoin Cash integration has been done on my side, so server side. There are a ton of tools available, and I think we're using 3 or 4 of them. I know we're using BCH.js, which is Chris Troutner's library. We're using a little bit of Bitbox, which that's Gabriel Cardona's. I think it's now defunct, but there's some old functionality that we haven't migrated over. So we're using that. And we're also using the Bitcoin.com WebSocket servers for monitoring for transactions that hit the blockchain related to the toys.
Fantastic. So with the end of the hackathon, at least approaching quickly, if not almost here, could maybe each of you speak a little bit on what you think the biggest challenge is for getting the project finished for the hackathon, and then maybe also long term what you think the next biggest step will be, and then feel free to talk specifically about if you guys have divided up responsibilities, what the biggest challenge for your section of the work will be, and if you want to start with Jet and then go backwards, that would be great.
Okay, Jesus. All right, so starting with, where do you want to start with?
Well, I'll start with you, but whatever it is that you have been working on, what do you think is the biggest chunk of work or challenge left for you in the hackathon?
Well, so I think most of the client software that I had written is pretty well good to go. The issue that I have is actually I don't have the hardware that I would need to properly test whether or not my pulse width modulation is good to go. Most of the challenge I think was already dealt with just the JSON parsing, which is super awful to do on Arduino devices, and then making sure the scoping logic was all good to go. But that's all out of the way. So as long as we can make sure the pulse width modulation is good to go, then I just have to edit a little bit of the back end of some of the libraries to help with the theming, to all make it cohesive, and then the client software will be done.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that the way Jet described it sums up one of the biggest challenges, which is being in multiple places at once, right? So Nick has the hardware and Jet's been writing the code for it, but without really being able to test everything on his side. For me, I'm doing all of the UI and the website that we're integrating with. Hasn't been any significant challenges on my side because it's pretty straightforward, but we haven't hooked everything up yet. So I anticipate, yeah, we're very close. So I anticipate that, there'll be some tweaking of things, but so far everything's going well.
Yeah, I'd say the best way to put it is hardware is hard and it's finicky, and you run into problems with different versions of libraries doing slightly different things. It's like Ashley said, it's hard when the hardware is in one part of the world and the software that powers that hardware is on the other side of the world. Trying to make sure that he's writing code for the thing that I'm physically building has been more challenging than I anticipated, but we're getting there, and we're very close.
Another challenge I didn't speak to, but I did just remember, was just deploy bugs. So
Oh,
just
God.
getting everything deployed. Everything was working perfectly locally, and then, you know, there's always all the libraries and the things that are depreciated or their errors or whatever. So we had some trouble with that.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that you guys are close. I appreciate your taking the time out of getting closer to talk to me about your project. I'm excited to see what you guys end up with. Best of luck with the rest of the hackathon.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
John.
much.